Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies. In today's video, we are going to be discussing all 6 of the new Climber Ninja for the Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 2 sets. Now this video might come as a surprise to some people, and me myself, I was definitely not expecting to get all 6 of these figures until at least a couple of months from now. However, I did manage to get all 6 of them a little bit earlier than expected, so I figured why not talk about them in today's video. For today's video, we are going to be talking about these figures, comparing them to the previous Season 2 designs as well, and also talking about their strength and their weaknesses overall as a collective group. We will also be doing some hairpiece tests as well, and like I said, I'm just going to be spending today's video talking about these figures just as a single unit and individually as well. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so up first, let's look at Climber Kai. Now this figure we have already taken a closer look at in my review of Kai's Ninja Climber mech, but I don't mind talking about this figure again. And looking at this figure, you can pretty much get a general idea as to what the Climber Ninja are all about. A lot of the ninja are decked out in climbing gear, like ropes and hooks and everything in between. Sorry if the stand is a bit wobbly. There we go. That's not really better, but good enough, I suppose. But anyway, you can see all of the ropes and hooks everywhere on Kai. His color scheme consists of regular red and dark red with some yellow, and the brown is pretty much shared among all of the Climber Ninja because of the hooks and such. Also, that armor piece is new for this year, new for this season, dual molded, and the color is different, obviously, depending on what ninja you are looking at. Same ZX style sword holster on the back that we've been getting for a while, which holds 2 katanas, and you might notice that the top of the mask is the exact same one that is used on the Dragons Rising Season 1 designs for the ninja. So nice reuse of a mask there. Obviously, though, the bottom half of the mask along with the shoulder armor, that is all one piece, and it is different for Kai. And really quick, let's bring in the Dragons Rising mech pilot design for Kai, which is another design that Kai will be wearing in Dragons Rising Season 2. So there you go. Both of these Season 2 designs compared. I'm not sure which one I like more. I do like the mech pilot designs just in general more than the Climber designs, but the Climber suits have grown on me quite a bit. For Kai, it's kind of a toss-up between these two figures in terms of which one I actually like more. Taking off the mask and the hood really quick can give us a better look at the torso print as well as the face print. Obviously still the same face print as Dragons Rising Season 1 Kai, nothing really new there, but you can see the back printing now, including Kai's symbol on the hook back there, or is that some type of strap, maybe some type of belt? Who's to say? Also, really quickly, I do want to showcase how the hairpiece actually fits on these figures. So just putting the armor back on. We will do this for all of the ninja, but let's of course start with Kai. I have both of his hair pieces here, both of the modern ones. The standard hairpiece for Kai fits perfectly. Nothing really getting in the way there. That all around fits pretty snugly, and the headband shoulder the headband shoulder pad, the headband hairpiece should also fit no problem. Yep, perfect. A lot of these hair pieces will probably be compatible if they were compatible with the Dragons Rising Season 1 Ninja, just because, again, the same headpiece is used among all of these designs, so the hair pieces should match up as well, but maybe there will be some exceptions moving on. Who's to say? Next up, we have Climber J. Now, Climber J we have also looked at in my review of Kai's Ninja Climber mech, so we've already seen this figure on this channel, but again, I don't mind looking at this figure in more detail. I still really enjoy this figure. In terms of whether or not this design for Jay will be canon, of course that's up for debate, but I still really enjoy this figure. Blue is my favorite color, so it's hard not to enjoy all of the different shades of blue going on here. I think that looks really good and works extremely well. Also, the brown kind of complements that armor, I feel. It's kind of like a reflective brown on Jay. Was it reflective on Kai? Hold on. Oh yeah, I guess so. So I guess that looks pretty good, all things considered, and I do like the very, very bright yellow belt and the undershirt. That is not white, that is a very bright yellow. And of course, let's bring in another design for Jay, which will probably not be canon, the mech pilot suit from the January wave, just so you can see how these two J's compare. Again, I do kind of prefer the mech pilot designs, but the climber suits do not look all that bad. Just taking the mask and the hood off, we can get a better look at the torso print and the face print. Again, still the same face print as the Dragons Rising Season 1 J, also very similar back printing to that of Kai, so nothing really, new, nothing that we haven't seen before. And just testing out some hair pieces, the original hair piece for Jay, or the first movie style hairpiece for Jay, fits extremely well, no problems there. And the headband hairpiece, let's try that. Yep, also no problems. I don't really care for how that looks. I mean, it might be fine after a while, but I do kind of prefer just having the normal mask on Jay. Next up, brand new figure that we've never looked at before on the channel physically. We have Climber Cole, and Cole is my favorite ninja for those that don't know. This is not my favorite Cole design ever. I feel like the orange arms might be a little bit too obvious. I mean, I get it, orange is Cole's secondary color, but did he really need orange arms? And we will try some different arms here in a second, some different colored arms, to see if those would make this suit look any better. But as it stands, the orange, I'm not really a huge fan of the orange arms. Otherwise, I love that armor piece. Thank goodness that armor piece wasn't orange. It's dual molded black and gold, looks really good. I also love the dark gray and the black and the orange detail on the torso and the legs, and also the brown obviously works with Cole as well. I don't mind having the orange detailing on the torso, but some of these Dragons Rising Cole figures, they kind of rely a little bit too much on orange. Speaking of which, let's bring in the mech pilot design from the other part of Season 2, some other episodes, just so you can see how these compare. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like both of these have a similar problem in using too much orange, but I feel like the mech pilot suit is worse off with the orange on the mask. I don't know. The orange arms still kind of bug me. Let's try some other colors and see if that looks at least a little bit better. So for the first test, we have black arms. I feel like that looks good, but it doesn't really have that much contrast to the rest of the figure, especially not like the other Climber Ninja. So while that might look good on first glance, it isn't really consistent with the rest of the gang. But this, I like this. Using the dark gray arms instead of the orange arms, it works with the dark gray already on the torso, and the orange isn't that blinding. I like the dark gray arms. I kind of wish Climber Cole was like this. Kind of reminds me of the Island Cole, which is one of my favorite Cole suits. Yeah, I kind of wish this was the official look. And really quick, just for fun, here's the dark gray arms, but with Nia's gunmetal gray shoulder pads instead of Cole's black shoulder pads. That could have easily been the Climber Cole look, and even that doesn't look too bad. Then again, I'm not sure what Nia would have used instead of gunmetal gray. Maybe dark red, but we will get to that. But I like how this looks too. In a way, I would kind of like it if this was the actual design for Climber Cole. Again, I feel like the original just has way too much orange going on. And really quick, just taking off the armor and the mask, we can get a better look at the face print and the back of the torso. A lot of gray on the back of Cole. I don't mind that, of course. I still do not like the red on that face for Cole, but fortunately, I don't really use those faces when I'm displaying my figures. I like just the normal faces. And of course, really quick, let's try some hair pieces. First of all, the normal Cole hair piece. That doesn't fit as snugly as I would like. I think there is a little bit of yeah, I think there is a little bit of space there. I mean, it fits good enough, but not all the way. Like, I can't push it down all the way, so that might be our first failure here in terms of the hair pieces. But let's try the island hairpiece with the headband. that one fits a little bit better than the actual, or than the normal hairpiece rather, but there is still, I think, a little bit of resistance, the tiniest bit, so I don't think that fits all the way flush, but it is still better than the normal hairpiece, I suppose. Next up, we have Climber Zane. Now, Zane here has a very similar problem to that of the Ninjago crystallized, not golden version of Zane, in the sense that I don't think the light gray works as an accent color. Now, don't get me wrong, it is infinitely better than having the shoulder armor and the arms be that light blue. Again, this could have been a lot worse, but I feel like maybe silver would have been better, since Zane is a robot, and it does kind of clash with the silver face underneath, having the light gray on it. It doesn't look all that great, in my opinion, so that's kind of a loss for this figure, but again, it could have been a lot worse. I do like how sparingly the light blue is used here. As an accent for Zane, which is something that, unfortunately, the mech pilot suit, it doesn't have that going for it. The mech pilot suit, in my opinion, uses way too much light blue. Like how the Cole suit uses too much orange, Zane uses too much light blue, to the point where it's kind of distracting. So I'm glad that the Climber Zane design decided to not go for that much blue. Otherwise, the rest of the figure doesn't look too bad. I like the gray detailing on the torso. I do like the brown as well. The gold kind of clashes too, but again, it could be a lot worse. Let's take some of this stuff off so we can see underneath. And yeah, just taking a look at the figure without any of the armor or the mask. Yeah, very nice back printing too. Again, similar to the other Ninja, but also, unique for Zane. I don't know, see, this is what I'm talking about. The light gray and the silver, like, I get it. You don't want Zane to be sleeveless, but, it could have been a lot worse. Like I said, it could have been light blue, and that would have looked horrible. And really quick, let's try the hairpiece. Zane does not have a headband piece, so this will be the only test. Yep, works fine. Not really looking too great from the back, but you know what? It is what it is. Definitely more than enough clearance. All right, moving on to Lloyd. Now, Lloyd is pretty good in his color scheme. Very, very awesome color scheme consisting of various shades of green, including the new bright green for Dragon's Rising that is different from the previous green that Lloyd used in the previous series. A little bit more of a brighter shade, but also the dark green is coming back, and we do have some lime green for the belt and some of the straps. And also the gold, I think, works here, since gold has been an accent color for Lloyd for quite some time. I feel like the gold works better on Lloyd as opposed to any of the other Climber Ninja. Let's bring in the other design for Dragon's Rising Season 2, the mech pilot design, just so we can see how these two compare. Again, very similar color schemes here, but I still kind of prefer the mech pilot design for Lloyd. The Climber design, though, definitely does not look all that bad. And like I said, I do really enjoy the color scheme here. The printing is also really good on this Lloyd. Nothing really to complain about for this guy. And taking off the armor and the mask, we can get a better look at the Lloyd figure overall. Back printing, similar to the others. I like the strap with their symbols again. And also we can see that Lloyd still uses the exact same Dragon's Rising face that we've been seeing for a while, since the start of Dragon's Rising. Is it just me, or do some of these figures have very inconsistent printing quality in terms of the face? Like this Lloyd face, I swear I've gotten some misprints before where the mouth is just way too low or the eyes are way too high. Maybe that's just me, but I don't know. It seems like LEGO might need to, fix some of their printing situations. This print right here is fine, but just figured I would ask. Really quick, for the hairpiece test, let's try the original movie-style hairpiece. I feel like there is maybe a little bit of resistance there, but it's not as bad as some of the other hairpieces have been so far. But I can't really push it down all the way. There might be a tiny bit of resistance, but it still works fine. And the one with the headband works pretty great. No resistance there. so you can definitely have that look fully legal by LEGO standards if you wanted to. And finally, let's talk about Nia. Now, the biggest issue that I had with Nia's climber design is the color scheme. Not so much the blue or the gunmetal gray. We've seen all of that before. Again, if Nia has gunmetal gray, why couldn't Zane have silver? But, you know, who's to say? My biggest issue is the lack of dark red, which has been pretty consistent on Dragon's Rising Nia's so far. In fact, bringing in the mech pilot design for Nia, also from Dragon's Rising Season 2, there is no dark red on Climber Nia. The belt probably could have been dark red, maybe even that yellow undershirt, just to kind of keep that dark red color scheme alive, or at least keep it in the color scheme, rather. But in person, Climber Nia doesn't look all that bad. Again, I think the dark red would have helped, but without the dark red, it's not like this is a bad figure. This is still a pretty good design for Nia, in my opinion. I do like this design quite a bit. I like the azure blue with the gunmetal gray. I think that's divided up really nicely. Maybe the gray on the torso could have been a little bit darker to try to match the gunmetal gray, but again, that's more so just a minor nitpick. My only real complaint with the color scheme, the belt and the undershirt should have been dark red. As it is, though, it's not all that bad. And taking off the armor and the mask will give us a better look at this figure overall. Very good printing on the back. I like the reflective, it's almost white, but it's more so like a light silver. And again, same face used as Dragon's Rising Season 1 Nia. Nothing really new there. Alright, so testing out hair pieces for Nia, the original one. Nope, that does not fit all the way. That's as far as it can go. The sides of the hairpiece are still way too long to accommodate some of these Dragon's Rising shoulder pads, so that will not fit. But maybe the headband piece will be a little bit better. Should be, since the sides are shorter. Yep, that works perfectly. So if you wanted Nia with a hairpiece, you might just have to stick with this one. Again, that hairpiece does also work on the Dragon's Rising Season 1 Nia, so not surprising there. The original hairpiece still does not fit because the sides are too long. So really quick before we wrap up, if I were to rank all of these figures from best to worst, I would rank them like this, with Lloyd actually being my favorite this time around and Zane being my least favorite. Zane's design, like I said, has some issues, but even Zane's design being towards the bottom and with other characters like Cole and Nia, I might have minor nitpicks with those designs, but overall the climber suits are a very strong group of ninja. Not my favorite designs for Dragon's Rising so far. I still feel like the mech pilot suits are infinitely better, but the climber suits are a nice addition to the Dragon's Rising collection, and I think it is worth getting the entire group. So with that being said, that'll pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts on all 6 of the new climber ninja from Ninjago Dragon's Rising Season 2. A very strong group of minifigures, all things considered, and leave all of your thoughts regarding these designs down below in the comment section. Which one is your favorite? Which one is your least favorite? How do they compare to the other Dragon's Rising designs so far? And like I said, that'll wrap it up for my thoughts here, so thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed today's video, feel free to like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. Peace.